Hello everyone, in this video I want to show you how to enter the buying of stock and selling the same stock to close the position in the all-in trading options journal. And I will stress on what you need to pay attention to when entering the data. So thank you for joining me in this demonstration video. After getting some questions the last couple of days, I must say that I do realize that as a creator of the spreadsheet, I will probably find specific things very evident or logic, while that not may be the case for you. So don't hold back on your questions. If you feel the need for demonstrations about specific topics or features of the spreadsheet, let me know in the comments and I will be happy to make a demonstration video about it. So for this video, I will continue with the data already in the journal and build on that. And I will show how to enter the opening of a new position by buying stock and closing the position. So let's imagine John has bought 100 of shares of Disney at $85. To enter this trade, he selects the action, buy shares, and the spreadsheet will indicate in red, as you can see here, the fields that need to be completed for the trade to get processed correctly by the spreadsheet. So let's say he bought a stock on the 21st of August and he entered it in, let's say back then, in the journal also. So the two dates are, and we enter them immediately, the 21st of August. And we select, of course, John's account and John as a trader. And next I will also select the ticker, which is Disney. And if I scroll to the right, you can see the other fields that I need to complete. First of all, the quantity. So he bought 100 shares. He paid for the shares, he paid $85. The total fees, let's say the broker charged him with $25 to make the trade in fees. And the broker sets the margin requirement for holding this position after opening at $2,000. So we enter 2,000. You can see that the margin buying power requirement percentage of net liquidation is calculated automatically. The opening amount is also calculated automatically. Now to finish up, I need to set a status of the position to open. And that's what I do. And I can update the current margin requirements when it fluctuates during the period that I'm holding the position. So, but at the start, of course, this is also 2000. So I will enter that. As you can see, automatically here on the right, the unrealized P&L is also calculated. Minus 133 at this moment, because the spreadsheet will fetch automatically the latest stock price. So it's completely unnecessary to fill in here the current price to close. The stock situation is also now showing in the dashboard. One stock trade entry and one open stock trade at the moment, and the unrealized P&L you can see also here. Also in the results report tab you can see that here the open position will appear. And also here in the results stocks trades you can see that there is one trade entry made in the journal. Of course, there are no results here yet because the trade is still in an open position. So let's go back to the journal. So after opening, the only thing to adjust for stocks is updating the margin requirement requested by the broker to keep the position in the portfolio, because this is part of your portfolio analysis and I think it's valid to make that update whenever it's required. Okay, now imagine John does decide to close the trade rather quickly after 5 days. Imagine the stock is at $88.5 on the 25th of August and he has sold the stock. So now he will enter this trade into his journal. How is this done? By selecting the transaction at the correct row, he will select, of course, sell to close because the other options are not possible. He will get a color warning when he chooses another option, as you can see here. So it's sell to close, and he fills in the date of the transaction, which is the 25th of August. When the date is entered, the other fields of the closing part become mandatory. As you can see, they are colored red. So let's complete them. 100 shares. Now be aware that as long as the closing price is not entered into the spreadsheet will consider the closing price to be 0 and gives, of course, a very negative result. But as soon as I complete the closing price, the share price being 88.50 and the fees $25 also, the net result is calculated correctly. The last thing to make the reports of the spreadsheet run correctly is to also close the position in the position status. So I will select here close, and as you can see, the whole row gets dark gray, indicating that this position, this row, has been closed. So John made $300 of profit on this trade, resulting in a calculated percentage of return on capital and an annualized return on capital, as it's here in these columns of the trade results. The results are, of course, also visible in the dashboard, in the total of the realized P&L, and on the results report. The trade is no longer here visible, but the profits now, of course, are accounted for here in the results of the stock trades. So, attention points for these kinds of transactions. Always fill in, and I will just go back to the journal, always fill in and only the required fields that are marked in red to allow for correct calculations of the spreadsheet. And in the transaction price, the data entered is always the share price or the option price, also called the premium. Never the complete total transaction price, or the calculations of the spreadsheet will be wrong. I will make sure this is clear for everyone, and I will change the column header from transaction price premium to share price premium, just to avoid this confusion. I hope it's clear for you how to enter the data in the spreadsheet of opening a long stock position and closing this position. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.